What's up, guys? It's your boy Childish here, coming back with that Auto-B10 series, focusing on the Hall of Water. We were able to do the Hall of Light and the Hall of Dark, so now we're moving on to the Hall of Water. Hall of Fire, unfortunately, wasn't able to get it done this week. We need a little bit more, a little bit more sustainability, survivability on my units, but we'll definitely get it done here. So let's go ahead and talk about my setup here. Two despair units, two violent units, and then just my overall DPS here. The two despair units are obviously in there for the obvious reasons. They are two support units that provide attack defense buff, as well as a reduced amount of crit and a shield. That's going to be a Cases and Shanna respectively. As far as the healer, I'm only rocking one healer, like one pure healer, which is Amon, and the reason being is because he is violent spec. So by him being violent spec, I'm able to, and having a high crit rate, I'm able to, tie him in between him and a Cases to keep the team up. So far so good. Looking like it's a little bit close, but again, that's just some RNG. The shield was down for a little bit, but it looks like we're back on track. Of course, I can go ahead and take the right tower down to kind of, you can say, sort of speed up the process by allowing my hostile effects to land, but I'm not really too much concerned with that, because my pretty much goal overall is just to basically withstand the amount of damage that we're doing. And when I have my attack and defense, my defense buff up, or my reduced crit up, everything is pretty on point. And even though I have the AoE hit point disturb, because of the fact that I have that reduction of crit and the shield, it allows me to skip a turn or two of taking damage and not worry about them getting healed from Amon or from Acasis. So as you can see, getting some nice luck there with the units getting healed from Amon. Everything is looking pretty good, but we look like we're running a little low on the shielding here. We need Acasis to stop getting stunned. Looks like she's just slow rolling it. Now she got it up, so doing good there. Looks like we'll be able to go ahead and take this one down. So for those that have watched my Auto-B9 series, my Auto-B9 series takes on all of the halls elements with the 5-star max team. This one's obviously going to be more 6-star units, but the reason for it being successful is the fact that I was able to bring a stellar team of units with quality runes and a nice dungeon balanced, like a dungeon-based combination of units that provide any and all hostile effects to promote survivability. And that's going to be all hostile effects, whether it's glancing hit, attack debuff, slow, all those, in addition to the other ones that come along with it: hit point disturb, defense break, and so on and so forth. But those are primarily offensive things. The defensive ones are going to play the vital role here. So with this setup, we're rocking a lot of support, but now that Jameer is a little bit of a hybrid, because I switched some of his runes for Amon, he's doing the DPS with Lucian, and my two support, Acasis and Shannon, are basically providing the slow, as well as the heals, as well as the buffs, just to stay alive and take those hits. So looks like we got it down. Let's go ahead and just go over the units so you can guys kind of take a look. Again, we are still looking to find ourselves a 6-star attack rune or hit point rune. I'll take there, but we're just going to go ahead and use what we got. 26k hit points, 1400 attack is nothing to be ashamed about. I definitely will keep on maxing this one out, and then keep this one at plus 12, because I'm not too sad that I'm using it, because the hit points here, the accuracy, that's all nice, so we'll take that. Nothing's changed from Lucian. Lucian is still the same. Good amount of attack there, good amount of crit rate and crit damage. Still the same runes that you saw from the last rune removal. Sitting good. I will probably take a look at my other. I got about 2 or 3 crit damage runes to see if I can find one with a little bit more crit rate for this that I can put as a filler here. I want to get his crit rate up in the high 60s, low 70s. I have noticed that when I get all my crits to land, I'm doing anywhere from 18 to 21k AoE damage in the arena. So definitely need to have that crit rate a little bit higher. Okay, so this is kind of a fail here, because I'm a big advocate of having, for the B9 series, I was a big advocate of having at least 500 defense, 10 over 10 to 12k hit points, so on and so forth. Now here, since I have a balance of defense and hit points, it's going to be a little bit different. I did have a 6-star maxed hit point rune here for Shannon, but again, I made a switch. I believe I took that rune off for Darien, so she's a little bit lower on the hit points on here, but that being said, she's still right around 800 defense, which makes up for the lack of hit points here. So I'd like to see her, back in the 13, 14k. Similar to basically what Lulu is here. So Lulu, pretty much the stats that Lulu's rocking right now is kind of more or less the same. So my apologies for kind of showing that, but just so you can kind of get an idea of that particular unit, the support that I utilize for B10 zones, because you'll see him be utilized in more auto 10 B10 zones. That's what's going on there. So Acasis, rocking Despair. Looks like it's attack, defense. An interesting combination, to say the least. I think it just kind of comes down to me utilizing the runes that I have available to help with survivability. I would like to get a little bit more hit points on him. Like this rune, the reason why I'm using this one is because I get 20% hit point on it. And as far as the accuracy, in the situation that I'm using Acasis mostly, it's just for the shield. So defense or hit points, that kind of for me, that's the most important. I can definitely get an accuracy rune, but because my runes in general are lacking, they're all 5-star. Normally most of my units have like 6-star for the 2, 4, 6, at least my important units anyways, not all of them. I'm lacking in comparable stats, like for example, again, we'll go back to Lulu sitting 5-star max at almost 17k, and the reason being is because her 2, 4, 6 are 6-star runes, right? Whereas Acasis here, even though she has some nice runes, they're 5-star and they're not maxed. So let's see. So again, she's sitting pretty good. I like her stats: 12k hit points, about 600 plus defense. I'm looking good. Amon, of course, is looking real good, just under 22,000 hit points. Defense is a little sluggish, but it is what it is. When you're focused on increasing the stats of the hit points to get the heal as best as possible, you're going to be slacking on a little bit of defense here. So as long as he doesn't get a defense break on him, I think he should still do relatively well. So that's Shannon the cases, and we already did Lucian and we did Jameer. So yeah, we'll go ahead and sit right there. I'm going to keep on working on the runes. I want my support to have about 14 to 15k, an average of about 700 defense across the board. And with regards to my big support like this, I'm not too concerned about his stats because I know he's going to be a beast. But overall, for Shannon, Lulu, Acasis, some of those that I kind of interchange, depending on what zone I'm doing. Hua, I'll put Hua in there. Again, 12k hit points, 600 defense, yeah, same thing. I'm not focused on her, utilizing her for damage. I'm focused on her staying alive, so she can provide that attack gauge reduction. So you're going to see a lot of these units combinations that will come in the later videos, and you'll see why it's very, very important. Even though some units going to be spec for DPS, specking for dungeon survivability is what keeps my dungeon farming consistent, and this is what consistency is what gets those runes at the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right there. Definitely double the size of the length of the video, but again, I kind of wanted to show the runes, show you guys where I'm at, so that if you are trying to auto B9, B10, B8 for that matter, you can kind of compare and contrast the stats of my units versus the stats of your units. I know that the difference of the units are going to be, a little bit off, but again, if you can, kind of keep in mind the 10 to 12k hit points, the 500 to 700 defense across the board is going to be really, really good. Like here at Lucian, he is a squishy unit, so to speak, right? But 12k hit points, 800 plus defense, so on and so forth. So I had no issues keeping Lucian alive. That's what I'm talking about. So again, those random runes that maybe not the best, primary stat or comparable primary stat, but it has, 18% hit points on the substat, or defense or accuracy or whatever, speed. Keep those in mind. Don't throw those away. You might realize that they might come in handy more so than you think. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut it off right there, guys. It's your boy ChildishPlays checking out for Auto-B10 Hall of Water. We will see you next time. I'm out.